Good morning. All right, let's get settled. We lucked out, the snow did not hit us. First of all, welcome to the 11th Annual Long Island Youth Safety Coalition Youth Conference. It's unbelievable that we've been doing this now for just a little over 10 years. We realized that a month ago, our crew of volunteers, and they are volunteers from all over Long Island, have been meeting for 100 times. We've had 100 meetings, it's incredible, to cover every kind of youth problem that people confront. We've done projects on bullying, internet safety, dangerous driving, smart choices, sex, drugs. Maybe next time we'll do rock and roll, I don't know. But we've done almost everything. Last year we did mental health, brainstorms, before that substance abuse. So last January when our volunteers, and they are all volunteers, got together, and what would be important 12 months hence, we figured, well, unfortunately it's violence. And we thought, what kind of violence? Well, there's all kinds. But we decided to focus on two. One, the school shootings and the violence and guns in the streets. And we figured it would probably not go away. It certainly hasn't. In fact, we learned that 2018, according to a study that was just done covering from 1970 to now, 2018 was the worst amount of people killed in schools in all that time period. 94 people this year alone. It's incredible. And then the other topic, which has been persistent, is violence against young women. And so we worked hard all year to put together this conference for you, and it depends very much on you, because this is a community partnership. And I did just wanted to share one thing. Last week I was at a national conference of United States attorneys. All 93 U.S. attorneys were there. The three deputy attorney generals, Whitaker was there, Rosenstein was there, and the president was there as well. And what I got out of it was that on a national basis, they feel that it's critical that we work in partnership with teachers, with schools, and the community, that our goal is measured not so much by the number of convictions or the number of people who are put in prison, but rather the number of victims saved, the number of reductions in violent crime. And that can only be done in partnership. It made me feel very proud of Long Island, and particularly in our case of Nassau County, because we've been doing this for a long time. We worked together for 11 years. So it really affirmed, validated what you do with us together. So we have a very, very busy day, and I know as teachers you're used to complete precision. You never see chaos. Well, get used to it, because you're going to see chaos. And we tried our best to pull this together. Be aware that we've got packets with all the different workshops. Some of them are running twice. We'll be here for most of the morning, and then after that we're not going to meet again at the end of the day, but there will be a Narcan piece for those who want to do that at 3 o'clock. There'll be Narcan and some training available. So, at this point, I also wanted to thank our friends from Hofstra for the work that they've done with us, and of course all of our volunteers. Could our volunteers just stand up for a second? Anybody, please stand up. You guys we have very little staff, so it's all dependent on you guys. Also, I was told to let you know where the bathrooms are. They're down the hall, and then they're downstairs. That was critical. And check done. So listen, as I said, I'm extremely proud of you and the partnership we do. And this office is absolutely incredible. There's such a heavy investment in linkages to the schools, in linkages to the communities. Our job really, we focus very hard on working on the 90% of the people who are good people in the communities, and just drilling down on that maybe 5% that make life miserable for everybody else. And that mission comes from the top. And we are very, very fortunate having at our top one of the most incredible district attorneys. I've been with 3 of them, and I'm really, really proud of this one. So anyway, I want to really introduce, I think, the most incredible DA we've got, Madeline Singas.
Hey, good morning, thank you. Renee reminds me of a story when I was interviewing for a job in the DA's office when I graduated in 1991. A friend of mine had gone to every DA's office to interview, and one of the DA's offices said to him, "What's your first choice?" And he said, "I guess today it's here." So, thank you, Renee. I guess I am your favorite DA today. So welcome to our Long Island Youth Safety Coalition Stop the Violence Conference. Every year I'm amazed the numbers just keep growing and growing. This is a packed room. I know this time of year is very difficult and that all of us are pulled in a million directions, but thank you for making the commitment and taking the time to come and join us and give us your expertise and your thoughts and your ideas and listening to what we have to say about such an important topic. It's wonderful, really, to have so many of you here from so many organizations, from education, from law enforcement, from community groups, and many others to share and learn from each other about how we can move this ball forward, how we can make sure that our kids every day, our women and children, are safe in Nassau County. So there's a great program. I know you've seen the packets. It's really incredible what we've been able to pull together, and they're very timely and very important topics. And we have Don McPherson here, and I had the pleasure of speaking to him a little earlier. He distinguished himself athletically on the football field, both in college and professionally, but now he's working and advocating for women and making sure that we can understand why there is so much violence against women, what we can do to prevent it. So we're lucky to have Don delivering our keynote address, and I'm looking forward to that. We have 12 workshops for all of you on a range of topics, from school safety and social media, to gun violence, to first aid, to creating safe spaces for LGBTQ community, human trafficking, and more. We have an outstanding panel discussion featuring advocates. And these are people who are moved to action because of personal experiences. Linda Beagle-Shulman lost her son, Scott Beagle, who was a heroic teacher, killed while trying to save his students at Marjorie Stoneham Douglas High School. Her advocacy before the Florida State Legislature was instrumental in them passing a red flag law, which allows family members to petition the state court for the removal of a firearm from a person who may pose a danger. Christopher Underwood is here with us today. He's in the third row. They're trying to hide now. Christopher unfortunately lost his brother Akil to gun violence, and at just 11 years old, he has already done so much to prevent others from suffering the kind of loss that he and his family had. So I want to thank Christopher and his mom, Natasha, for joining us today. And I always say that the youth are going to be the ones who move us forward on gun control. They've taken the reins in a very impressive way. When I listen to high school and college and now middle school advocates talking about gun violence and talking about the fear that they have that none of us, thankfully, did have, walking into a classroom and having to look around to make sure that we knew which exit was the one that could lead us to safety. I can't imagine having to go to school that way and fearing that at any moment somebody might come in with a gun looking to harm me or my classmates. So that's a tremendous burden on our students, and they've risen to the occasion. They're doing great work, and frankly, a lot of us have let them down. So we're going to continue working with them to make sure that their futures are brighter. Rounding out our panel, we have John Wilson from the Anti-Violence Video Project at Massapequa High School, and Michelle Zafiris, a Hofstra graduate from Newton, Connecticut, who now works in the Suffolk County DA's office. Again, I'm so grateful to all our presenters and our panelists for coming and sharing their experiences and knowledge with all of us. Of course, I want to give a special thanks to my staff, Renee Victor. Where are you, Renee? There he is. Thank you, Renee. He always does a remarkable job with these conferences. And if there's anytime I think about, do I know someone in blah, 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 mental health, school violence, I say Renee, and of course Renee knows someone. So he is the bridge for us at the DA's office with so many of our community groups. And thank you, Renee, for all the hard work that you do and for putting this together. Really remarkable. So if we can give Renee a round of applause. Joyce Smith from my office, who runs our Community Relations Division, and she'll be presenting today on the School and Community Safety Task Force, which is really doing great work to make sure that our schools, our churches, our public spaces are safer. And of course, thanks to all our partners, the Nassau County Police Department, for their work and involvement. They do a great job every day. I don't know if you've read the papers, but recent statistics show that index crime in Nassau County is down 25% in the last 5 years. So I thank them for the incredible. Floral Park Police Officer John Groshans, thank you so much for being here, and he will be co-moderating our panel discussion. New Yorkers Against Gun Violence, for bringing us 3 panels today, and always for fighting in Albany for just common sense gun laws. The Safe Center of Long Island, always a great partner in my office. Dr. Abid Khan, thank you for coming. The Director of Psychiatry at Brunswick Hospital. Anthony Singas from Vibes in Suffolk County. And of course, a big thanks to Hofstra always for hosting us and providing us this great space. So you have a busy day ahead, and I'm not going to stand in the way. I thank you all for coming, and we at the DA's office wish all of you and your families a very happy, safe holiday season. Thank you.